Good morning. We are going to add a little extra detail to our houses if you want. These are just extra days. If you don't want to do these, you don't have to. I did not. Yes, I did. Okay. So we are going to do just a little tree and then some lights. A couple of things. I'm using a Pilot Friction marker. These are heat erasable. So that's what I'm using because I can erase it with heat. If you don't have a heat erasable or a water soluble pen or marker, you can just use a regular pencil. Just draw very, very lightly and make sure you cover it all up because you won't be able to erase it. So kind of keep that in mind when you're drawing your trees. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just draw a straight line. And then I want mine to be kind of like this, but you can do it whatever, like if you want it to be like a regular like down shape. But I think it'll be fun to have it kind of curly. Now, if you're drawing with a pencil, don't go back and do this like I'm doing because it will not erase. I'm going to do one on the other side, but not during the live. So I'm just going to start here and we'll go there with that. All right, so I'm going to use the 433 to do a tree trunk. Let me just cut this. I'm going to use 3 strands. Okay. Whoops, sorry. Now I'm just going to do a single back stitch, but if you want, you could do a couple of like parallel lines, like we did for the candy cane. Just do a parallel line right next to it with to make it thicker. The other thing, sorry, I was gonna say with a pencil, if you're using a pencil, maybe use something to like keep your line straight, because like I'm not stitching on this line because it's not quite straight. You can see it like curves a little. So if you're drawing with a pencil, maybe get like a ruler or an envelope or something to make sure your line is straight before you start stitching it. Or if you don't care, then I wouldn't worry about it. So this is just going to be a regular back stitch, nothing fancy. We've already learned this. Yeah. You could also do this in green if you wanted to do like the whole thing in green, but I figure we have brown, we may as well use it, right? And I'm not doing huge stitches, but I'm also not doing very small stitches. Okay. Tie that off. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb before I started this, so hopefully nobody calls me. If we get interrupted, it's probably because somebody called me. Still waiting for a phone call from the furnace people. We have electric heaters heating our house right now. We're waiting to hear back on whether or not the part that broke is covered by a warranty. So it's not cold, but it's not fixed either. Okay, so I'm gonna do kind of the same, kind of the same thing as we did with the wreath. I'm going to start with the dark green and go from there. I really like 3 strands. I think that that's a really good thickness. And we're going to add all of the greens, which I wonder if we shouldn't. I wonder if we should do all green, all dark green. I'm changing my mind. I'm going to do all dark green. I'm not going to add the other colors. But you can if you want. So I'm going to start over on this side. Oops, hold on. I'm grabbing threads that are on my table. I don't usually stitch with a sweater on because then it starts grabbing threads all around me, but it's a tad chilly in here still. So I'm just going to back stitch this as well, and then I'll go back and add like some or like some, I know the right word is not leaves, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Might be kind of cute to just keep it like this. No. I'm just going to go in and add some little, I'm calling them leaves. I know that's not the right term, but I can't think of a different one. Diane loves these extra details. I do too. I think it's fun to add a little extra, especially when they're like whimsy. I do think I'm going to keep it pretty simple though. I'm not going to add any more than that. You totally can, especially if you're doing like a more traditional, like triangle shaped tree. You might want to add some more depth, which you would just do it like we did the wreath and just add some more colors in there. But I think this is great. See, I'm not staying on my lines very well. I tend to do that. That's why if you're using a pencil, you gotta be really careful that you're drawing exactly where you're gonna stitch. Because you're not gonna be able to erase them. Oh, dang it, that was on the same, no, it wasn't on the same side. Looks like it's on the same side though, doesn't it? I did do it backwards though, because I wanted to put one here. Dang. I should have paid better attention. What side I was starting on? Oh, that's gonna bug me. I don't want to do that. I gotta take these out. Hold on. See, it looks like that one above it could be the little extra, so I'm going with it. Okay. I'm going to start this one up a little bit higher for that swoop. Still going to keep that shape. I'm just starting it up a little bit higher. Well, that was a long one. like this. Okay, so I want this one to be on this side, so this side, this side, this side, this side. Then it ends where I want it to. And then I think I'm going to do a bow on top of this to kind of tie in the wreath. We don't have any yellow, so I don't want to do a star and just do like one little tiny thing of yellow. But a star could be cute, but I think I'm going to do a bow. I'm just going to do one more loop, and then we're going to move on from the tree. I'm not going to finish it on the live. Sides are definitely not identical, and I am totally okay with that. This is meant to be like a fun little extra. You could do like French knots and do little bulbs on it, like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. That would be really cute too. Okay, I want that side. Let's see. Over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. Okay. But you could do like some little hanging bulbs on there. Just do like 6-stranded, 3-time wrapped French knots. Would be so cute. Or like some little red berries in there. Okay. I'm going to call that done for a moment. I'm going to pull my green just through this way so it's not in my way in the back while I do the bow, because I'll use this and come back and finish it. I don't think I have any red over here. What the heck? Hold on. The kids were cleaning. I think they might have taken my red. Yep. Okay. Hold on. 1 second. Oh, there we go. Okay. We're going to do a little red bow. I'm going to do it 2 strands just so it's a slightly smaller than the tree branches and stuff. Okay, so the bow we did on the wreath, we did like big loops, but we're going to do smaller loops for the tree. Or you could do the same. I don't care. I need to take my jacket off. It keeps bugging things. Okay. All right, so I'm going to come just up at the top and just do some detached chain stitches. So I'm going up and down in that same spot, grabbing my knot. Hold on. I'm just going to do a detached chain stitch, just a regular one. And I'm not going to pull it too tight because I still want that bow to be like nice and open. And I'll do the same over here. I did leave just a tiny bit of a space. I'm going to do a French knot in the middle for this one since it's a little bit smaller. So I'm trying to leave just a tiny bit of space between them to put that in. Then I'm going to do the French knot. I'm going to wrap it 3 times. And then I'm just going to do a tail down here. I'm going to go down inside my French knot because it's not laying as flat as I want it to. Maybe. There we go. Now, you could do it a little bit more curly. I might come back and redo that. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to have to. That's going to bug me. I want it to be curled like the... tree branches. It just doesn't look right to be straight like that. Needs to match. Gotta rethread my needle. Hold on. Okay. Do one more. Yep, and then I'm going to whip it because why not? I do think a star on top would be really cute too if you're using more than just green and red. I don't know, I guess you could do a red star too. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I am gonna go back and push that down though. Oh, it's really hard to get through the knot though. Yep. It is a very busy Monday on my street. Cars are like constant today. Sometimes I feel like it's really quiet street, and then other times it's like constant people. I wonder if they have a detour down our street or something today. I feel like they're doing a lot of construction in town this time of year. This year anyways, not usually. It's weird. I'm not going to go down in that knot again. I'm just going to go down by it. Oh my gosh, that is cute. Okay, let me zoom out a little so you can see. Pretend like the green is finished. It's cute. You could also do like a candy cane tree. That would be really cute too. Like do this same shape and do like candy canes coming out of it. Oh my gosh, that'd be adorable too. Obviously, do whatever you want. You could do a green and red candy cane. Green and red candy cane would be really cute instead of doing like the little edges. Anyways, okay. I gotta leave that now. I could keep doing things. This is why it's hard because there's so many different ideas that you could do to make it yours. And I want to do all of them. Obviously, I can't though. All right. Let's do some Christmas lights. I do, the more I look at this, the more I like the roof like this, just kind of simpler. But if you want to do Christmas lights, we will do them. I'm gonna do them pretty loopy. I'm gonna do them like from one running stitch to the next. And I'm only going to do one side. Well, that didn't work very good, did it? All right. What color? I think if we do if we do like the light string dark green, then we can do the very lightest green for the lights, for the color for the lights. I've got 2 strands of the darkest green, $8.95. I actually realized the other day that I am using $8.90 and the pattern says $8.95. So I don't think you can probably tell in the video, but it's a little off. They're very similar colors. Mine is slightly more blue. Okay, I'm just getting a knot, hold on. Okay, so I'm just gonna start up on this edge and just do a back stitch. I'm telling you, back stitch is used constantly, so it's a good one to use. I mean, you could probably do an entire embroidery piece with just back stitch. We could have done like 90% of this with just back stitch. Obviously, it wouldn't be like it has cute because we wouldn't have like our, well, I guess it's a whipped back stitch, but we wouldn't have like our candy cane stuff, but I'm gonna go right over the top of these swirls. Oh, it didn't quite make it to the middle. That's all right. You could also do smaller swooshes. So they're not like hanging as loosely as mine are, if you wanted. Mine are hanging pretty loose. I thought it matched the tree though to kind of be a little bit more whimsy, right? So I'm going to make shorter, kind of pulling at that white on accident, like it's getting fuzzy. You could go back and do a whipped back stitch on this if you wanted. I'm not gonna worry about that. But I am gonna do just a couple stitches here so it's out of my way. Okay, pull that off to the side, and then let's do some French knots. Now you could do red, green, and white. You could just do red and green. You could do just red, whatever you want to do. I'm going to do one French knot at the top and at the bottom of each loop. And I'm just going to do green and red, so they'll just go every other one. So I'm going to do the lighter green at the tops and then the reds at the bottom. I'm using 4 strands of the lightest green, 3347. Let's see if I have enough. I'm doing it wrapped 3 times. If you have black, you could also do black instead of dark green for the loops, or you could use white so it's more gingerbready. Oh man, I'm not gonna have enough. Hold on, I gotta go back down. Don't do this. Don't be like me. Yeah, that one's stuck. Dang, I was hoping I'd have enough. It's a really short piece. Okay, let me just get a little bit more green out and we will finish those. You could, I mean, if you wanted to add in yellow, like if you wanted to do a star on top of your tree, you could do like some red and yellow and green lights. Like you could add yellow other places. You could do a yellow doorknob. If you have yellow at your house already. I wouldn't like go buy it or anything, but you could do little candles in the windows. Oops. I was just going to say it would look like lights. Yeah, the yellow would, if you want to get some yellow, but I wasn't planning on doing lights when we started this, so yellow is not on the color palette. Okay, there's our green, and then we can do some red. I have all these little green strings everywhere. Okay, let's get out our red. Oh, that's 3 strands. Is it all 3 strands? Well, this is 2. Either way, it's super cute. Yeah, I don't think you need to get another color if you don't want to. I think all the white and red and green just make it more of like the traditional Christmas vibes, if you will. This thread might be too short as well. We'll see how far we get. Oh, I think I should be able to do one more. It's going to be tight, but it can work. There. Okay, pretend like we have this done. She's cute. Okay. I'm going to finish this and finish this, and then I'll post a picture in my stories. But if you're wanting to do some extra little things, I think that's really cute. So go ahead, get these finished. I want to see them when they're done. And then I can share them. So let me know. Let's see them. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me. This one was so fun. I'm so glad we did this. So, all right. I will see you next time. I don't know when that will be, but at some point we will have more stitch alongs. So have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.